how do we take the conversation to our living rooms? You know, how do I have a conversation with my 5-year-old about grief? You know, how to deal with that? How are you doing this on a daily? You know, like how are you for your boys and for yourself? How does it look like for someone who's probably still trying to figure it out for themselves?
Okay. One of the things I quickly had to do when it comes to grieving, I had to be honest to my kids about the fact that Umama is hurting, right? Umama will cry sometimes, but that does not mean when you can't cry. That does not mean when you have to be strong for mom, right? Umama is the parent here. Umama has to do the being strong for everyone, but Umama is also human, right? And like try to find a language that will make sense kubo, and that is not always easy. Lando iti utata is not coming back. Utata is not coming back, but utata kakushiyanga because akakuthandi. Utata ukushiya because ixesha lakhe loba makahambe belifike. And that is also another conversation. Lonto yoba bekufika ixesha lakhe kanjani mama? Lifike njani ixesha lakhe kodwa mna ndiyamdinga? What does that mean? What does that mean? I think on our first Christmas, Ulizalise asked about Mama, Jesus akazusiboleka utatam nange Christmas. So you a lot goes on. A lot goes on. When we lost our home, when we got kicked out of our home, Ulizalise kept on saying about that bekhona beza bakhaba. Ngoku yabona Jesus uthathele utata. Ngoku sithathele izinto zethu apha. Uyayibona le ndithethayo. So you sort of have to find ways, like as I always say, you wing it until it makes sense, until you ufumane some type of a routine. And thankfully, abantwana bam got to understand into yokuba, like if you feel like you miss your dad, you want to cry, talk to me, we will allow you. Sometimes nami izandivisa kabuhlungu into obuva kabuhlungu, so sizawukhala sonke, but I'm here. I'm here. And I with Ulizalise, I've also had to give him permission to even cry in nasesikolweni. I will have to tell the teacher, but he is going through this. So if he has episodes of just crying, please do understand. Thankfully, it's always been people that are willing to understand and very supportive. That I would have to make sure I tell people he has moments, so if you find him engekho right, just sabela bakwenzeka ntoni, yabo ezo zinto ezinjalo. And now with Usimvu was only one when utatakhe passed away, and he did not know him. He had no idea. Yes, uswelekile, fine. Now he is 5. He just turned 5, right? And kungoni yakhe grief iqalayo. And people don't understand me when I say this. Kungoni grief kaSimvu iqalayo. Now that Tina Noko we've had the past 4 years. Yeah, because I understand what it means not to have a father. And so that means for all of us, and then come back step by step. So it's messy. It is messy. It is messy because ubomi bethu is not only about that grief. Like that's not the only thing that is happening in ubomi bethu. There are other things that are happening that are not so good, but we just have to find means we balance. And you realize, Paya, life is seriously kicking me, Shem. Life is seriously kicking me, but what works for me, I give myself permission to go through it all, the good and the bad and the ugly, and not feel in Doguba I need to present a certain side to myself. I've had to outgrow Lando Yokuba. People must see me well put together. And I'm really grateful for that. It took a lot. It took a lot to be able to say, you know what, I'm just not okay. I'm just not okay. And so from that, I get to teach my kids as well. It's okay not to be okay. Now there's a challenge again. I'm raising boys, right? I'm raising boys. I've never been a boy. I do not know how to be a man, right? And they hear things from other men, from older men that have been socialized in a different way, that abadilane izinto ngendlela different. Ifike mna apha endlini ndithi cry, kube kuthiwa sutefa pha phandle, sutefa indoda etheni le ilila. Like I constantly have to, like I remember there was someone who's close to me who kept on saying that kulizas, but yintoni wena ubusoloko ulila inkwenkwe ayilile, and I'm like hayi ungakulili undenzele loo nto. Allow my kid to cry when he feels like it. Allow him to cry. So it's umsebenzi ongapheliyo that also comes with teaching other people ke ngoku, because kaloku abantu will want to question but why utheni ubayeka uyabadefisa, but you guys don't understand. You guys do not know what we are going through. And so if a 10-minute break yobasilile is what is going to get us through the day, then we do that.
That's what's going to happen. Sure.
Yeah, Ibo. So it hasn't been easy, but it gets better. It gets better because you find ways. You find ways so deal nayo, and it's not gonna make sense to everyone. So don't live your life trying to get other people to understand it, because not everyone's gonna understand it. Right. Just I always say it is personal. So at some point you just have to be selfish and focus on what works for you, so that you can be able to give the world a better version of yourself. And sometimes a better version of yourself is not with makeup, or it's just nje rusty and scruffy. A better version of that day, and you do not owe anyone an apology. And so these are things that we have to teach our kids. That you don't owe the world to be well put together, or because life is kicking all of us in different ways. So literally, because you are trying to be the person you are trying to portray this person, this well put together person that you are not really ngelo xesha. Yeah, Bob. So it's hard. It's hard. I think another thing. Oh, I think another thing that I found as a challenge in my journey at grief is the fact that at church akho space salonto. Yes. Akho space salonto caweni. Akho space salonto caweni, like grieve lila first week, second week, third week. Phela inyanga sigqithile lapho mntana enkosi. Asizukwazi ubesililela lonto ingathi asinathemba. Yiba right, mthembe uThixo sulile ngathi awunathemba. Uyayibona lento? And I call realistic ke ngoklanto. Sure. I call realistic lando, and so that's how I got to start the conversations, especially within the spaces of Ikawe, to say, guys, siyagula. We can't run away from the fact that we are suicidal. We have people, we have abazalwane that kill themselves because akho space so thetha ngezazinto apha ecaweni. Yebo? And so xa singekho for abantu abadala, how much more for abantwana Sunday school that are going through stuff, but abayana, because there are kids in church that don't have parents that are in church. Yeah. So there's you. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot. Jonga, I got moved to Cloud City. So by time 10. Oh, no sleep. I did share my story. I don't want to go back there now because I want to sleep tonight. But that part, Yoba, when you put where you are, I'm so come back. Hey, but I'm trying to make sense of what is happening to me. Like I'm so, like now we must approach the tone of
grace. Can you process your reality? We am sola ngalomzuzu.
We am sola.
Ngalomzuzu ndiyamsola.
We am sola. Like I know you are God.
Understand. I understand him. I understand his plan. But ngalomzuzu ayenzi sense.
Right. Yo,
yeah.
Like I think that part. Yeah.